Alright guys, this cold brew has been sitting for about 12 hours, and all we need to do now is filter it and then go trick some people into trying it. Let's go. No! Guys, I got my samples. I haven't tried them yet, but I'm planning on trying them now, and then I'm going to take them around and let other people try them. There are some very big differences. So like this is one, and you can see how dark and almost syrupy. It looks kind of thick. And then if we compare that to this one, it almost looks like a iced tea or something. So it's weird. Use the exact same recipe, the exact same brew time. I diluted them all 1-to-1 because that's typically how I drink cold brew. Sutter wants to join us. How you doing, Bob? Do you like cold brew? Sorry, she's kind of a cuddler. This is Sutter, if you haven't met her. Do you want cold brew, Bob? Okay, I gotta try these. You're fine. I just gotta be able to reach. So this is number one. This is the Folgers, and never had cold brew Folgers, and I'm actually terrified. It smells like Folgers. You know what it tastes like? It kind of tastes like when you were a kid and your parents made Folgers in the morning, and then after school you got home and you didn't want to have to go pay for Starbucks, so you just loaded up a bunch of creamer in their leftover Folgers. But it's smoother. It's got the smoothness of cold brew. It has a kind of that cold brew taste, although I think this quality of coffee may be so low that you're not even getting a good cold brew taste. You're kind of just getting stale coffee taste. Number two, this is the Starbucks Breakfast Blend. It definitely smells sweeter than the Folgers. That tastes like cold brew. To me, this is like the everything, all cold brew tastes exactly like this. Like, you can use, no matter what bean you use, this cold brew is consistent, and it's cold brew through and through, always and forever. This is the really, really light one. I showed it to you earlier, but look how light that is. This is the Intelligentsia, their house blend. Give it a shot. It kind of just tastes like water. It tastes like a more watery version of the Starbucks one, so that could just be because it's a lighter roast, and so it didn't give off many of those like roasty flavors, but still just tastes like smooth, easy to drink cold brew. And the last one is the Corner Coffee's 28th and Hennepin. It's an Ethiopian coffee. It's known to have just this really fruity blueberry profile. I threw it in to kind of be the oddball of the group because it's so different from all of the other coffees. It's a higher price point and has a really distinctive flavor. And so if any of them can stand out as different, I would expect it to be this one. I will say the smell is definitely going to give it away. It smells like our Ethiopia, so like me and the baristas, we are so used to drinking that coffee that we'd be able to tell what this is right away. But I'm going to give it a sip here. It tastes like a slightly fruitier cold brew. I'm going to still hold to my conclusion that cold brew sucks because you're tasting the process more than the product. I will say that this Ethiopia, it stands out a little bit more. Like, it tastes different. You know something's different here. But still, like, there's better ways to experience this coffee cold and still retain onto the flavors from this region, this origin. Maybe I'll make another video if you want some tips on how to drink coffee cold and get the best bang for your buck out of it. But my conclusion is that cold brew sucks because you're tasting the process more than you're tasting the product. And so I'm gonna go take these cold brews and go let people sample them, and we'll see what they think.
I think this is Starbucks.
Well, what number is that? 4?
Yeah, it's the last one.
I think 4 was Starbucks, and number 1 was Intelligentsia, because it was way smoother than all of those.
You did it.
It's a lot of pressure. This is the Ethiopia. Dude, I'm running waves. No! I was wrong! Okay, Ethiopia, Intelligentsia, Starbucks folders.
Oh, I already know what this is. This is us. Yeah, that's Ethiopia. I'm guessing this is the Folgers one. Oh god, I don't want to try it. I can't even smell it without like... Okay, it's not as bad. I think this might be the Intelligentsia. No, it's Starbucks. Yeah, this is Intelligentsia. This smells like bread.
Bread.
Yeah.
Alright guys, I just made it home and I had a chance to have 5 different people try the different cold brews that I made, and I'll admit the consensus was a little bit mixed. I think overall, if you taste all 4 of these coffees right next to each other, of course you can tell a little bit of the differences. I don't think it was a very drastic difference. In fact, I think you're tasting just a little bit difference that each of these coffees make on the process of making cold brew. And I think for an uneducated palate, or for even people that don't really know what they're drinking, or they're just coming in to get a cold brew fast, I don't think they'll actually be able to tell the difference. Kim actually said that Starbucks should just use Folgers for their cold brew because the flavors were so similar and you wouldn't be able to tell too much of a difference. I would say the aroma smelled different pretty drastically between the 4, but from a pure flavor standpoint, they were actually very, very similar. Overall, this is the reason that I think cold brew sucks, is because I think you're tasting that process. You're tasting the way that cold brew is brewed, and you're not tasting the coffee the way that the roaster, the way that the grower, the way that the producer had in mind. If the coffee's not brewed hot, you're not gonna get the real flavor out of it. And so I would suggest doing iced pour-overs for your iced coffee. If you want my recipe of how I do that, let me know down below, like this video. And if you disagree with me, let me know. Maybe you know somewhere that has a cold brew that is on point and would put all of these other ones to shame. But overall, my opinion, and I think what we've discovered, is that cold brew kind of just tastes like cold brew. Anyways guys, thanks for checking out this video. Hit subscribe if you're new, like if you enjoyed this video, and yeah, hope you have a wonderful week. Peace.